Yo, what is up guys, back for another video, and today's video is more of a discussion, and the title of this video will let you guys know what we're going to be discussing. It'll be Naruto and where he's going to go from now. You know, the future of Naruto. So to start this off, obviously we for those who read the manga, they've already known of this passing of Kurama, and this week's latest episode, I think, or the one before it, animated, showed us if this Naruto Byron mode were to face that Naruto that had fought Pain, this Naruto would win. Naruto could. So someone with, you know, the best prowess in the world now, like right now, if he can't keep up with, I guess you could say Ishiki has better prowess if he could, you know, maybe, who knows. But before Ishiki, Sasuke, that we know of, was the best prowess user in this whole world right now. And if he couldn't keep up with seeing those kinds of things that Naruto, who had regular eyes, but with Byron mode probably got enhanced, you know, eyesight or enhanced reaction times, could keep up with it, then you know that if he were to fight Naruto one-on-one, this Sasuke would, you know, lose. And one more thing is they took on so Naruto took on Ishiki by himself in Byron mode, when at the time, and you could say, you know, Madara was, you know, Madara's not Ishiki, but at the time it took both of them to take on Madara. It took both of them to take on Kaguya. It took, I mean, if you want to count Sakura, it took three of them to take on Kaguya. And you could say, yeah, that was a different time. But you want to look at this, that he also took on that guy on the moon, Toneri, but he's not really like, you know, Ishiki's level of scariness or whatever. But he took him on, and he had help from Hinata. But at the same time, we'll say Naruto got that fight himself. So we'll say Toneri was Naruto's only like one-on-one fight besides Ishiki. And in the beginning, we all saw what Ishiki was doing to these guys. He was playing with them. Like, you know, they went full Susanoo and everything. And you know, Sasuke and Naruto's, like, a Susanoo is known for its defense. And he just, you know, penetrated that easy. Like, that's something Madara couldn't do. That's something Kaguya couldn't do. So you know this guy is strong. And we know that Byron mode Naruto slapped this dude. Like, it was a one-sided battle. We saw it animated. Before that, Ishiki had it a little bit until they started getting technical with their abilities, you know. Then, as for straight brute strength, Naruto takes us hands down. Byron mode is Naruto's strongest mode. However, as we know, the consequences is the Jinchuriki dies. Now, where does Naruto go from here is the question that we all ask. You know, my personal preference would have been for Naruto to have died. You know, it's good for Boruto. It's good for Naruto. See, now we're just gonna see him get slapped around by guys like Code, by guys like, you know, by that one chick, or even that little kid, if they ever come. Like, Naruto has taken so if we were to put him on the Kage scale, with Kurama, he is stronger than every single Kage. Like, by far. Like, you know, hands down, by far stronger than any other Kage. That we all know, that's a given. However, with this battle, with this, you know, decrease, or this, you know, loss in Kurama for him now, is he can only rely on Sage mode. And I'm not taking away anything from Sage mode. Sage mode is, you know, powerful on its own. But a Jinchuriki is, or Kurama's ability is, you know, it could make Naruto be reckless with his body, you know? Like, imagine how many times we've seen Naruto get stabbed in Boruto, you know, by a sword, or those truth-seeking orbs, or maybe kunai, or not truth-seeking, like those chakra sticks, you know, whatever they're called, chakra poles. And he's just taking them out like they're nothing. It's not Sage mode that does that. It's Kurama that does that. You know, he fixes, or he's like a healing factor. He's like Naruto's Wolverine. You know, if you want to say, we know Wolverine's healing factor, that is Kurama for Naruto. or it could be Hashirama's healing cells. I think it's a combination of those two. But even before he had Kurama's healing thing, he had Kurama, or Hashirama's healing cells. He had Kurama, like that fight with Pain, or even before that where you would get stabbed and brutally beaten up. He'd get healed instantly because of Kurama. Now that Kurama's gone, I would put him on an even fight with Tobirama, maybe. I still don't think this Naruto could take on Hashirama, unless he's in Sage mode, maybe he could take on, like the fight with him and Hashirama would be super close now, but when he had Kurama, it'd be hands down solid, gone, easy fight for Naruto. Now we know where Naruto is on the Kage scale. Now we say, where does he go from now? We want to start. So here's a hypothesis number one. Remember how, or now we know there's an existence of a 10 tails in that show, and the whole reason how the tailed beast was created was the 10 tails was separated. So someone with the technical ability, maybe Naruto gets the ability to separate these guys later on, or somebody gets the ability to break down the 10 tails later on, then wouldn't they just become the tailed beast again? So wouldn't there be another Shukaku in the world, or another 8 tails of beast still alive? I've got no idea. Or if any of the tailed beasts are still alive, then either one of them, or we could see a Kurama again. You know what I mean? It's not. Yeah, that's hypothesis number one. That one's like a stretch. That one's a stretch. Like, for someone in this show to have the technical ability to break down a 10-tailed beast is, I mean, we saw Ishiki come and go. I guess it could come. That person could show up. I'm not saying it couldn't happen, but it could happen. Now, my second hypothesis is Naruto. I wanted Naruto to learn Minato's, signature ability. Like, imagine how cool that would be if you got, Flying Raijin Shadow Clones Sage mode. That would be, that'd be a pretty strong ability on its own. But I don't think he learned it. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. We don't know. So we know Naruto lost his speed. So Naruto's not as fast as he used to be anymore. And same thing goes for Sasuke. So for all you guys that say Sasuke is still fast, he's not. So Naruto, lost his speed. He lost his healing factor. Those are the two biggest hits. I think he's also lost a lot of brute strength that he gets from Kurama. Not to say that he doesn't have his own. I still think he's like top in this world right now. That we know of. Other than Code, maybe. I think Code might be Naruto or that little kid. Who knows? Who knows? Honestly. Now, another hypothesis I thought of was that Naruto just goes with Sage mode, just planes it out, goes to Sage mode and does his thing. Like, he's just ordinary now. It's not really a hypothesis. That's probably my most likely opinion of what's gonna happen. Like, he'll just, be normal Naruto, or they start stacking him up with ninja tools. You know what I mean? Like, they have Amado now. So what if they start, implementing Naruto with all these ninja tech? Although Naruto's not the type of person to do it, because we saw what happens. That's another hypothesis, Like, Amado convinces Naruto that if you want to protect the village, you're gonna have to change, and then they'll start stacking Naruto with ninja tools, or Amado. We all know Amado has this prowess in science, Or Amado could bring back Kurama. That's another thing. You know what I mean? Like, maybe there's some chakra of Kurama hidden around, and do some science thing, technical shit, and then bring back Kurama. That's another one. There's so many avenues but I don't think that'll happen because such a big grand thing. Like, Naruto in this show has sacrificed everything, like literally everything, and Kurama was his oldest keepsake. You know what I mean? Like, now that he's lost Kurama, he's got, he has a family now, we all know, but he's lost Kurama. He's lost his oldest friend. You know what I mean? Like, although they weren't good in the beginning, and like Kurama's been there since the kid was born. You know what I mean? So he's like a godfather, you might want to say, to Naruto, or like a brother, like you said. So it's a huge emotional hit for Naruto as well. But again, I think that if they do bring him back, of course I wouldn't complain. But as far as storytelling goes, that big sacrifice that Naruto's known to make, it just wouldn't be as impactful, you know. Naruto can go a lot of places. You know, he can. My main thing is he'll just stay normal. I think he'll stay normal and just attack things head on. And this is the point where Boruto and them start to, strengthen up. Like, like the two strongest characters in this show have taken a hit, which I really would have preferred for Naruto to die, just because we got to see him at his strongest. Not to say that because he's still alive, later on he will become stronger. Like that could happen. I'm not gonna say that won't happen. Maybe this is a point where Naruto might get even more strength later on. But we know he still has his insane chakra reserve. We know he still has his, his battle prowess. He still is Naruto, just without he's just, like at this point I think that maybe like I might think like Sasuke, like if him and Sasuke were to fight now how Naruto is, I think Sasuke, because Sasuke still has his Sharingan. He may have lost the Rinnegan, but he still has a Sharingan, and that Sharingan is nothing to joke about. It's not like Sasuke needs. Maybe I'll save that for Sasuke's discussion. I don't want to spoil that shit. But Naruto's discussion ends with where does he go from now? Those were my hypotheses that I stated earlier. That's what I think will happen to Naruto. I think, to recap, I think for one, he'll become a focal point, or like a advisor for scientific ninja tools. Amado might do that. He might make him scientific, or he might bring back Kurama, or he might, there's so many places to go with Amado, especially just because of his technical prowess and his scientific knowledge, and just where Naruto is at this point. Like Orochimaru could have a sample of Kurama, like we don't know that. He could have a sample of his chakra. But here's my thing: if he does and Kurama's dead, then wouldn't that chakra go away? I know a lot of people are gonna say that, but it's like, it's Naruto, it's a stretch. This one is a stretch, almost as much of a stretch of where Naruto learns Minato's thing. Like, unless Naruto changes up his battle way, like he can't be as reckless anymore, throwing brute strength left and right. We know he can't. Even Kurama said that. So wherever Naruto goes from now will be interesting. Those were my views, or at least my thoughts on it. Let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think will happen to Naruto? I think he will die eventually. Like that haunting message Kawaki said in the beginning is maybe he succeeded in sealing Naruto away. Maybe this fight with Ishiki was a foreshadow, because even Ishiki couldn't kill Naruto. It'd be a waste of time. It'd be too long to kill him. Maybe that's because he had Kurama, but it's still maybe, who knows, maybe. And I know a lot of people are gonna say he can still go into Sage mode, but we don't know that. There's no evidence of him going back to that area with all the tail beasts, unless he does. Like, if he does, then he can for sure. The Naruto still has that strength. Although Kurama was the strongest one, there's no denying that even with if all those tail beasts come together again, Naruto will eventually get that strength back. But there's so much like policy in that show now. Like, each village has their own tail beast, and you're not gonna take it away. Like, Gaara still has Shukaku, and I don't know where Eight Tails. He's still with the Raikage. It's not. That'd be very unlikely to happen, especially since he hasn't done it before. Like, if you're gonna fight Ishiki, I'm sure you would, and that's like like a worldwide threat. Why wouldn't you utilize all the tail beasts? You know what I mean? Maybe it's Naruto's character. Don't know. Again, let me know what you guys think about it. Let me know what your opinions are. Let me know what your theories are. And peace. LOL!